Doctors have been sounding the alarms about Trump's weight recently, and we're going to be reading this article by the Daily Beast about these doctors. We have, some points of data here. We have some points to compare them to, against healthy people, and some actually really interesting information that we hadn't seen before. Here's a picture of Trump recently if you need a reference on what he looks like during this entire discussion. So let's get right into this. Doctors are sounding the alarm over Donald Trump's weight. Physicians say the 80-year-old president's weight gain poses a serious risk to his health, months after the White House quietly acknowledged that he'd gained 14 pounds since his previous physical. Quote, addressing obesity to protect the president's health should be a priority similar to ensuring that the Secret Service protects of his life. Scott Kahn, a physician and the director of the National Center for Weight and Wellness, told the Washington Post. In May, a medical report from the White House showed that the 6'3", self-reported, by the way, president weighed in at 238 pounds, placing him at just 0.3 BMI below the threshold of obesity. BMI is not considered a definitive diagnostic tool, but the use is widespread. Quote, we know that obesity is a strong risk factor for numerous health issues, as well as premature disability and death, Kahn stressed to the Post. Which makes sense. He's an 80-year-old man who's eaten nothing but McDonald's for his entire life, takes 4 times the recommended daily dose of aspirin every day. It's not a massive surprise that he's unhealthy. David Kessler, the former Health and Food and Drug Administration, spoke to the Post about the risks to all Americans becoming overweight while not commenting specifically on Trump. I don't know about that connection there, Daily Beast. I'm sorry, fellas. That fat around the midsection, visceral adiposity, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, fellas, is fat around the liver, pancreas, and heart where it does not belong. Despite that, President Trump seems to have little interest in his health, famously flaunting his love for McDonald's and voicing his disinterest in the exercise, which is a super crazy thing for a president to be saying. In October, the chairman of the National Republican Committee recalled observing Trump's grotesque diet on the campaign trail. If you guys don't remember, speaking specifically of Trump's little interest in health, do you guys remember about that story from the first term of his? Where there was that story that came out about how White House aides actually had to sneak in cauliflower into his steaks just to get him to eat some vegetables, which is kind of insane. Quote, he has hot fries waiting for him at McDonald's, then he had a Filet-O-Fish, a quarter pounder, and a Big Mac. I think he combined 2 of them, Joe Gruters, a Florida state lawmaker, told a local government podcast. They're specifically referring to this picture right here. I think they're referring specifically to this picture right here, which I think there's a lot to talk about in this picture. I mean, there's not a lot of important stuff, but I think this picture is rather funny when you look at the details a little bit more. First, you can see RFK, who, to his credit, does actually care about diet. I don't want to say he cares about health precisely, but I think he does actually care a little bit about diet. He's not looked terribly happy to be part of this picture. Don Jr. is over here being the businessman, holding up his little McDonald's fries. Trump's smiling as ever, whatever he's doing. Elon Musk's happy that he was included, and Marco Rubio sticking himself into the picture. I'm thinking to myself, how does the guy that's as senior as he is get away with eating all this McDonald's on a consistent basis? We don't know either. Don't ask us. In 2024, Trump appeared noticeably slimmer than his reported weight in the latter half of his first term. He was clinically obese then, with a BMI of 30.5 and a weight of 244 pounds, but throughout his second term, he's inched closer out to his heaviest. Ooh, so he's getting heavier. Trump himself has acknowledged his heavyweight status. Just last month, while discussing former President William Howard Taft, widely regarded as America's heaviest president, he appeared to draw an unprompted comparison to himself. Quote, he was a very large man, Trump said of Taft. Quote, he loved baseball. He used to go to baseball games. Loved the hot dogs at the baseball games. He was our heaviest president. That sounds like a kid's book. This sounds like not even Dr. Seuss could write this shit. It just sounds like a kid's book that he's writing here. And I have to be careful because I don't want to supersede his record. I'm surprised he knows what supersede is. And a thing like that would be possible if I allowed it to happen. So that doesn't mean anything. Self-awareness aside, Trump is known for dodging questions about his own health. Administration officials have regularly played down the significance of purplish bruises on his hand, swollen ankles, and public events where he appears to fall asleep, and his weight is no different. The spokesperson for the White House did not immediately respond to a request for comment on Sunday. Previously, communications officials have asserted to the Beast that Trump, the oldest ever person-inaugurated president, is the sharpest, most accessible, and energetic president, which you can really tell because, he's only passed 4 cognitive tests, which no other president has had to take, but he's been flexing it. So anyway, folks, that's all I have for you guys today. If you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing to the video, we've had a bit of algorithmic suppression going on here, and if you've gotten to this point in the video, you're the Republican hate watching, which, what's wrong with you? At least you're educating yourself, I guess, but if you're at this video, you really have no excuse. Tell me what you think about this in the comments, and like and subscribe so you can stay up to date and support me. Appreciate you. Have a good one, guys.